Hi, I'm Sean Keefe with Skybox Security. In this video, we'll explore Change Manager using auto implementation and risk phase skipping. Okay, so we're starting off here in the Checkpoint Smart Console, and we see we just have one rule, the deny any rule. And as we create changes, they will show up in this console. The changes that we create are going to come from spreadsheets. So I've got two spreadsheets here. The one on the left, MB11, represents a series of IP addresses going to another IP address for port 22. These changes represent changes that should be allowed. They shouldn't be stopped by the RISC policy engine, as they don't violate any policies. Port 22 is allowed on the system. Where my other spreadsheet, 55, is made of a bunch of changes going from some IP addresses to another IP for port 21. So port 21 is on our restricted ports list and should cause a violation, and these changes should then stop at the risk phase and require somebody to approve or reject them before they go on. Okay. So we're using a script to create the changes. The script is going to look at a directory and pick a spreadsheet out of that directory and then create a ticket out of it. So I'm going to copy that MB1 spreadsheet over to the directory. And here in our script, we'll see it pick that spreadsheet up and create a ticket out of that. Okay, so it's made ticket 80 for us. Oops. So here we'll look in Skybox Change Manager, and we see ticket 80 was created. And that's in the request phase right now. It's actually just getting built. So we'll give that a second. And what we should see is that ticket go through the workflow process, go past risk assessment, and end up in implementation. Still working. Okay, so now that ticket has transited the different phases, skipped over risk, and went straight to implementation. If we look over in our operational console, we have a task that was created that will auto-implement these changes. So as I look at these changes, we'll see here in the ticket under implementation, we'll see those changes take place. It's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes for that to happen. So I'm going to leave it on this page, and so here we see the changes for Firewall 10 have happened. We'll look here in the Checkpoint console, and we see those changes for Firewall 10 have come through. So I'll just leave it on this screen, and I'm going to go on mute while it builds these changes out. If you'd like, you can skip ahead about 4 minutes and get past all of this. Okay, I'm back. So we have almost all of our changes done. We're looking for 18 changes total, and I've got 17 of those in so far. So I need one more firewall. So 9 has been done. We're working on one more. So number 7 is up now. So as a reminder, if you're new to this environment, this is what our network diagram looks like. So this checkpoint 1 is the firewall that we saw a lot of changes on. So essentially we're allowing an IP address in each one of these remote networks to talk to an IP address over here. So each one of these changes requires a change on the remote firewall and a change on firewall 1. So when we let an IP address from each of these networks talk to this one, we're making 9 individual changes on these remote firewalls and then 9 changes on firewall 1. And so firewall 7 is now done, so all of my changes from that spreadsheet have now been implemented. And if I look at my ticket, we can see it's moved past implementation and it's on to verification. So that ticket is done. So now we'll go back to our script. We'll run this guy again. And now we'll copy the other spreadsheet, our 5.5 or our 5-5 spreadsheet. This was for changes containing port 21. So what we should see here is the ticket get created, and then instead of transiting all the way through our workflow to the implementation phase, we should see that stop at the risk phase. So we'll let it create that ticket right now. Okay, so we've created ticket 81, and that's been sent to the risk assessment phase. So we'll look at our tickets, ticket 81, and ticket 81 has stopped at risk assessment because all of these changes have a violation, a medium severity violation. If I click on one of these and look down below, I can see that that violation is violating our rule policy, specifically the check for risky ports. And if I click on that, it'll tell me that I'm trying to allow port 21, and that is in my not allowed ports list. So at this point I could reject this, kick it all the way back to the requester. I could demote it back to the network administrator. I'm just going to promote it though and approve this. And it's going to send this ticket off to implementation, where our auto implement task will then pick it up again and send everything off to checkpoint. So here our new task got kicked off. We're creating the change for firewall 10 right now, and we'll go back out there to Smart Console and we'll wait for these changes to come through. So these are going to come through for port 21 FTP as opposed to our SSH rules before. So like before, I'm just going to sit here on the screen for about the next 4 minutes or so. If you'd like, you can fast forward ahead to about the last 30 seconds of this video, and you'll see all of the rules have been created. Hi, I'm back. So we're down to our last change. So we just did 9. And here comes 7 again. And there we go. There's our 36 changes that we created from a spreadsheet, from 2 spreadsheets. 18 of those went through without stopping, and 18 of them got stopped at the risk phase and had to be approved. So I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of Skybox Change Manager with auto implementation and risk phase skipping. Thanks. Bye-bye.